We do things on a regular basis that we shouldn't do, even though we know the consequences of it. This could be something as small and harmless as taking a nap or watching Netflix when we know we have a test to study for, which I'm guilty of on multiple occasions, and I'm sure all of us have experienced that before. Or it could be something still pretty common, but a little more damaging, like smoking, that could have long-term health consequences. And so, when I was in high school and I broke my arm very severely, it was the worst of my many broken bones. My actions during my recovery time really could have had lifelong serious consequences, but I still did them anyway. So at the end of my sophomore year of high school, it was the beginning of June, and I was on the high school ultimate frisbee team, and we would practice in the gym during lunch periods. And so it was just another day of practice. We were doing a scrimmage, and I was playing particularly well that day, scoring a lot of points for my team, making a lot of crucial blocks. And then on one of my catches to score a point, as I came back down, I was falling. I lost my balance, and so I reached my hand out against the wall of the gym to try and stop myself. And my teammate who saw me falling came to run and try and catch me, but instead ran straight into my arm.
Ugh.
And so we both fell, and everyone else in the gym came to rush over and ask if we were okay. And I immediately knew my arm was broken because I had actually just a month before gotten out of the cast for my right arm. So I knew what it felt like, and so I just went, ow, my arm. And so I couldn't move it. I was trying to move it. It was in his lap, and I had to take it and move it with my other arm because I just had no control over it. And so they go, oh, you're totally fine, just sit down for a while, like, you hit your funny bone or something. I was like, probably because of my reaction, because I knew what breaking a bone felt like, they didn't think it was that serious. But I went to the nurse, and they were going to call an ambulance, but my dad actually is an EMT, so they called him, and he drove me to the hospital, where I got my x-rays, and they said it was one of the worst breaks that they had ever seen. And so I had to go to multiple different specialists, for probably 4 or 5 doctor's appointments of different pediatric elbow surgeons. And so the consensus was that I did in fact need surgery. And so they put 3 pins in my elbow to make sure that it could recover, stay in the right place. And I basically was in a cast and a sling for the entire summer. And so my whole summer was ruined. And all of my friends are running around, playing frisbee, going to the beach, playing soccer. And I was watching them, and I was getting really upset because I was missing out. So I told myself, you know what? Even though my doctor told me at least 10 times that if I even bump into someone with my elbow, or I fall or anything, that I would never be able to use my arm again, I went and I played frisbee with them, and I was like, you know what? I'll take it easy. So I'm running around with my friends in a sling, trying to play frisbee. And thank God nothing happened to me, because based on my medical history, you would think that something would happen and that I would fall, but I was okay. And so I got out of my cast in maybe the middle of August, and I could only move my arm about 20 degrees, this much basically. And so I had to do 2 or 3 months of physical therapy. And during my physical therapy, school started again, and I was getting back into the swing of things, and I was not focusing on my physical therapy really. And I wanted my arm to be back to the way it used to be, but I didn't put in as much effort as I should have to get that outcome that I wanted. And so to this day, I still can't move my arm all of the way that I can with my right arm. And it's gonna be like that forever, basically. It's just, that's how it is. But luckily I got back as much as I did, so it's not very noticeable to me. But from this experience, I really got away 2 important things. The first is that what you get out of things is heavily reflected upon the effort that you put into it. So if you're studying for the test and you study only for 1 hour the night before, you might want an A, but you're not going to get an A, chances are. And so just as I wanted my arm to be fully recovered and back to the way it wasn't going to happen because I wasn't putting in effort. The second, which I think can apply to a lot of people, is that I knew the consequences of those reckless actions that I took during my recovery, and although nothing happened, that's what fed into it more. It's because nothing went wrong yet, so I can keep doing it. And I think there's a lot of things that we experience through life where we have that kind of situation where we do something knowing the consequences, but because nothing's happened, we feel like we're invincible and we can do it. And so, although I wasn't able to be very cautious with my arm, in future situations, I can really take care in what I'm doing and how I'm considering the consequences, because as Murphy's Law says, anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Do both at the same time.
If
Yeah,
I'm sitting down, I could show it better.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
please do.
okay.
It's the same for me though, so yeah, sure.
Like this, this is my right arm, so I can go down all the way, but this is as far as this can go.
Oh wow.
Really?
Like
Oh,
it
wow.
hurts when you start to like.
I know, I just can't.
So you can't sleep on it.
And here, it's like that.
Wow.
Wait,
So is mine, dude.
Yeah, wait, why do this?
But
Wait, have you broken your bones?
Put them out together.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? How far is your arm supposed to go like this?
like I can go like
Like,
this.
he can
but
touch
There's a
his shoulder,
reason.
but he can't